Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webcast. And we are still on the topic of menopause. In fact, it's a topic that could go on every day, every year, and we probably still wouldn't cover everything that's in it. But one of the things that happens going through menopause is when our confidence and our moods fall, so does our choice of wardrobe. It's one of those things, and kind of sometimes we might tend to opt for black. Well, today's guest, former model and model coach and stylist, Audrey O'Neill, is going to put a bit of a pep back in our step with our wardrobe, colours, top tips, hair. Audrey, I mean, you've been involved with it all. Where do we start when we are going into menopause and going through menopause? Very welcome, by the way, too.
Thank you, and thanks for having me. Firstly, and I was laughing at you, I'm always introduced as former model. I'm a model trainer, and I've always been asked, and were you a model yourself? And I have never been.
Oh,
but
gosh.
Isn't that amazing? But from working with other people, you pick up an awful lot of tips, and it's amazing how you seem to carry that look through, like what you're around, you become,
Yes.
But I think what happens is people overthink. And what we're forgetting is age is an amazing thing. And as we're getting a little bit older, we have an awful lot more common sense. We know ourselves an awful lot better. And we panic about things when there's no need for panic. We're dressing first for our shape. It just happens to be life that we're getting that bit older. So when you have style, that style carries you all through your whole lifetime. So things like the menopause is really only about choosing the fit of clothes and choosing fabrics and choosing color because you haven't figured it out before. But when you have style, that's ageless. Elegance and class is ageless. So you can learn it at any stage. But I think we get to an age now that when we get into our 40s, 50s, 60s, suddenly we don't have as many points to prove, and we've raised the kids, and we're at a stage now that we can breathe and think, what about me? And we start looking in the mirror, and we feel that we're seeing somebody we don't recognize looking back at ourselves. And I think a lot of that is because we've been so busy on other things, we have forgotten to look at ourselves. So the reason we feel tired and we feel that we look like we're falling apart or we're aging is because we've actually neglected ourselves for so long.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely. And I mean, when I think even of my own kids, it's kind of, well, they're sorted with the tops and the jeans and the runners and the sure, I'll be grand now for another little while. And then you do get out of the habit then of maybe, and it doesn't even have to be expensive, but picking up something for yourself and whatever. But color is a huge thing though, as well. It has a big impact on our moods, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Huge impact. And what people are afraid of color because they feel that they don't know color, and they think, I don't know how to match color. And they have beautiful homes.
Yes.
And they've beautifully dressed children.
Yeah.
And when their teenager comes through the door and they know instantly, I mean, how many times have we said to ourselves, I don't know anything about fashion, but I know that doesn't look good. Or,
yes.
I don't know a lot about color, but she looked absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
We know a lot more than we think we do. So we just get afraid. And like, people have wallpapered their house over the years and painted their walls. And, they say that they don't know color. When you're sitting in a room that you like compared to a room that you don't like, it's all about the atmosphere and the color. So you're naturally drawn to certain colors, and we're usually drawn to colors that suit us more so than colors that don't suit us. So if you have a color and you say, I love a particular color, but I could never wear that color, you can wear any color when you mix it with a complementary color that suits you.
Yeah. And I have to say, as a habit, I do love kind of oranges, and that, there's be just one of the colors I love. And I wouldn't mind. I said to you yesterday on the phone when we were chatting, I wanted to wear this jacket last week. I said, no, I'm going to save it for when I'm chatting to Audrey. But one of the things too is that we have the color, but the cut, because obviously in menopause, there's bits of us are starting to move slightly that we didn't want them to move, and there's other parts of us expanding where we didn't want it to expand. So it's balancing out that shape with our color. You can get into terrible bad habits.
You can. And you know what, we post in the comments, like later, we have a top 10, like just a Word, a PDF, Word document with just top 10 tips so people can get some more information. But the secret is clothes that fit. If you skim the body instead of clothes that cling to the body, clothes that skim the body will work well. But I have to start I'm kind of going back and forwards, and I have to say it this way so that somebody who's not interested in fashion and finds this a chore will find it easy. Okay. So when you start from getting up and getting dressed in the morning, if you don't have a well-fitted bra, your body is into nothing. Right. So if you want to hide, even though somebody would say, most women say to me, I hate my belly. And I'm thinking, and it's terrible, but I'm thinking, but if you had a good fitting bra, your whole body shape is going to change and nobody's going to notice your belly when you have a proper fitted bra and your clothes are the right size. The reason people are noticing your belly is because you've all this material ruffled around your belly to hide it. And it's the only thing I'm after seeing. So
yes, actually, and that makes sense.
yeah. So good fitting bra is the first for everybody. And then I'm not saying shapewear as in, these things that you peel yourself into when you can't breathe. People think shapewear is suffering. Shapewear is, it can be very light. It's just about a little bit of expandable fabric that make you feel a little bit secure in your clothes. It's not about buying something 2 sizes too small or having the shapewear that's like the old fashioned roll-ons or something that's ugly. It's something to skim your body so your body has a little bit of flow and a little bit of shape. So when you put your clothes on, your clothes skim your body instead of clinging to your body, and you feel confident because when you close your jeans you don't have bulges over them, and when you're wearing a blouse or a bra you don't have lumps and bumps because they're not fitting properly. So the shapewear and the proper bra is it's like the undercoat when you're painting your walls or something, it's like it's the
Yeah,
tools.
and that's a great way of putting it. Like, it is the undercoat. Actually, you mentioned something about putting the document into the comments, and I completely forgot to remind anybody watching that if you do put a comment into the chat today, that when the show is over, you actually have an opportunity to download the top 10 tips to boost your confidence, which includes, as it turns out, some of what we are chatting about today. So my apologies for interrupting on that, but I just need to let everybody know when if they do comment. But the undercoat, and that's exactly what it is, having a good bra. Now, I have to say, there was one thing Mammy always insisted on for myself and my sister when we were growing up. But when you mentioned the kind of, what was the other garment? I'd say the undergarment, the shapewear.
Yeah.
Like, I remember years ago, and I'm sure plenty of other women out there do too, was the roll on.
And then it rolled down.
And then it rolled down. Yeah, exactly. It was the roll on. Now, thankfully, they have come a huge way since that.
Yeah.
They have come a long way. So now we've dressed underneath.
We've dressed underneath. And now we dress over. Yeah. And, layering is a big thing as well, because it looks fashionable and it looks good. And it gives you that opportunity when you're too warm to take off a couple of layers, to add a couple of layers. And this is the top tip for layering, okay? Where the eye goes, where the line is drawn, okay? So where you draw a line on something, so whether it's the line on a wall, on a floor, a wall around your garden, where you draw a line, that is where your eye goes. So the shape on your body, depending on your body shape, if you have, say, an apple shape and you want to create a waist and you have a top and a pair of trousers and the top stops right around the middle of your body that you're trying to hide, all you see is the line. Yeah. So if you have short legs and then you have a top that's a bit longer and you're stopping the top, say, mid calf, then you're cutting off the length of your leg. So if you want to make your legs look longer because you want to appear taller, then you would have your line, say, down past your knees or up higher in your hips. If you want to emphasize your waist, you'd have your line at your waist. If you're very, very slim, or if you have an apple shape and you want to even out your body more, you'd have the line at your hips if you're trying to make your hips more balanced or your legs more balanced in comparison to your shoulders. If you feel you want to cover everything, say from the boobs down, a nice bright line or something across the chest is going to draw the eye up. So you tell people that where you want them to look. And people don't realize their clothes is there. You tell people, if you go around half the day saying, I hate my this, I hate my that, everybody else can say, you look absolutely great. It doesn't matter if you look amazing if you don't feel it.
Yeah.
So you have to feel good. Like, being attractive and being sexy is nothing to do with your face, because somebody's going to think you're absolutely beautiful and somebody else is going to say, That's beautiful. I don't know about that. So beauty is definitely in the eye of the beholder, but there's more beholders when beauty likes itself. When something likes itself, it's instantly more attractive. So when you're confident and you feel good in yourself, even if you're not somebody's type, you'll catch somebody's eye. You still look like a nice, approachable, easy person to talk to. And especially for a lot of the women we have here, a lot of women that you and I deal with, Barbara, are women that are in business, are starting business, they want to get back out there. And the thoughts of people looking at them as a solopreneur or a self-employed
Yeah.
person, it can turn people off going to networking events or doing anything because they don't want people looking at them. And they forget that they hold all of the power, like you hold all of the power in yourself of how you want people to see you and how you want to look. And your body shape is all to do with that. So starting from your head, a decent haircut and decent color means you can wear pennies clothes for a whole year because you already look expensive in your hair. So you're after setting that statement with a decent haircut that suits your face shape. So you're bringing out the best in your face.
And the other thing is, like, what I have found, and I would know some friends as well that would have done it, is that um, I think sometimes, like, okay, lockdown now has changed a lot of things when it comes to hair. I have never had my hair this long, but I'm kind of going, well, why do I have to have it short? Because I think a lot of women now feel that when they're coming into menopause, that, oh, well, that's it now. The hair has to be shortened, and I have to start, you know, that kind of a way, whereas it is your crowning glory.
Mm. And there's nothing worse when you see somebody have their haircut because they feel they had to.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Hollywood stars, look at actresses. You know, they break all of the rules, and the reason they break the rules is because there is no rules. Who made up those rules?
Yeah.
Who said you have to anything? You know,
Yeah.
so you don't have to anything. You just have to go with the face, your face shape. And there's so many things that you can work with that when you're going with what suits you. So there's layers for your face shape. So depending on the shape of your face, where the layers will land on your face or no layers will depend on your face shape. It's the easiest thing in the world for a stylist to tell somebody what is going to suit their face best if they don't know. So investing in a decent hairdresser and
Yeah.
traveling to follow a decent hairdresser is the best thing for your face. And then while we're on the head, we'll just quickly get one or two tips
Yeah,
just for
no,
somebody's face.
fire ahead. I'm enjoying all of this, as I'm sure our viewers are too, I tell you.
while we're on the undercoat, you know, none of us like the idea that we're getting fine lines on our face or that we feel that we're not as fresh looking as we were. So again, that's where primer comes in. And I remember a friend of mine she's actually a pharmacist. So she studied, and while she was doing pharmacy and she was in college, she also studies as a hobby to become a makeup artist with MAC. So she's a MAC trained makeup artist, but she's actually a pharmacist. So she's extremely clever at reading ingredients. And you know, the Nivea for men, the aftershave balm, most of the ingredients in the aftershave Nivea balm, €7 for a big, huge jar, is the same as what's in a lot of the high-end primers for €50 for a little bottle. So if you have a little bit of Nivea aftershave balm in your bathroom press, you'll only ever buy it once. You'll get the rest of your life out of it. Slap a bit of that on the face. That forms a film on the face. So it fills in all the fine lines and your face is ready for your foundation. So it's taking out the blotches, the colors. So when you're not into the contouring like the teenagers, the idea of all that makeup frightens the life out of you. The little bit of primer and then an oil-free foundation, because that way then when you have a little sweat or you're in a crowded room and the makeup is not walking off your face and it's going to last for the event and last for the photographs. And then you're not worried about all these layers of contouring on your face because the undercoat is holding the face in place. The oil-free foundation is taking away the shine because there's no oil, and it's giving you that nice fresh look for the whole event. And then with a waterproof mascara and then lip stain instead of lipstick means that you're putting it on once and then you have a clear lip gloss to top up the lipstick for the photographs. So when you don't want to be running to the bathroom and fixing your face and you're not a makeup wearer, you can do your face and top it up and you can last the whole day without worrying about shiny skin, blotches, touching up the makeup. Your whole day, you're done then.
Yeah, and
10
that only
minutes in the
takes
morning
5
and you're
minutes.
done.
And I'll say something else. I reckon there's going to be empty shelves of Nivea for men now. Everybody's going, but that also, you know, just actually thinking of that, and I know it's slightly off topic, and look how much we are charged for our beauty products and creams and moisturizers and whatnot. Whereas in the husband's aisle, of the aftershaves. And I thought, I could have been buying a tin of that. Like that, I mean, that's a huge tip now for
But I'm
everybody out
personally
there.
using it for the last 10 years. I'm personally myself using it for the last 10 years under my makeup. And I've been gifted over the years, Smashbox and MAC and beautiful products. And I can honestly tell you, this is my favorite go-to product. And I think I paid $7.95 for it. I don't know how long ago.
God, tonight, that's absolutely brilliant.
So for the women in our group, they don't want to be trailing the aisle saying which primer, which foundation.
Yeah.
There's so much out there. You don't have to spend a fortune. If you know your makeup and you like your makeup, we could do a whole different talk on that. But we're looking for women, or we're speaking about women who want to get the whole package, get out to work, get out to the event, get their headshots for their business, do whatever they need to do without the headache or feeling that they need a degree in style.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because it doesn't, as I was saying earlier, and even yesterday on the phone, it doesn't even have to be expensive style, because as you say, if you have underneath looked after, and you've got yourself a really good hairdresser, and thankfully, I have my appointment next week. We're blessed up here, but they're key things then, and then what you put on top was kind of like the icing on the cake then after that.
That's it. And you see, again, when people say, I don't know what to wear, I don't know what suits me, I can't wear this, I can't wear that. All through time, I didn't invent this. The stylists of today didn't invent this. It's going back years and years. I was a great Audrey Hepburn fan. I loved all the classics. But I remember my grandmother telling me this actually, and she was super stylish. She was an extremely attractive woman. And it was always the 80-20. She wore pencil skirts, fitted jackets. She had these lovely little cardigans, and she'd have little tops underneath, high heels every day till the day she died. Very, very stylish. And her hair was her crown and glory. So it was the hair and the bra and the shapewear, and the clothes went on top of that. But the 80-20 rule, if you like trousers or skirts, it doesn't matter what your preference is. When you have a basic capsule wardrobe of a couple of good proper fitting jackets where the shoulders fit properly, the sleeve length is right, a nice pair of trousers where the pleats are gone, you have a plain zip or a side zipper, so all the bulk has gone out of the middle, you have a nice fit in the trousers, and a couple of things like that. That's all you need, because you can add color with a top. You can add color with a jacket, with a pattern top, plain jacket, or vice versa. When you follow the 80-20 rule of 80% classic style and 20% of let's go crazy, you can have denim, you can have leopard print, you can have mad colors, because it's a touch of that with the classic. So I mean, when you look at teenagers, and they can wear anything, because no matter what they look at, they have this fresh little face, and they're flying around, and they're full of life. So when you have a classic fit in your clothes, you carry that same style through your whole body, through everything that's with you. And then you add the fun with, say, a short crop denim jacket, or a little floral jacket, or a splash of color, and it's still keeping you very youthful.
Yeah.
And as that changes, my secret is, don't get attached to those things. And if you're going to buy expensive things, invest in the proper fitted, proper clothes, a good coat, a good jacket, good pair of trousers, and then shop for the season, or shop for the color that you like this month. And then, so what if you throw it out? The worst thing people do is they spend a fortune on clothes for this wedding, and then they hold on to it and feel they have to wear that dress 5 times because it costs €1,000. First of all, if you're after paying that amount of money, that's, first of all, that's shocking. But if you have done, you have to buy them. Just because they're expensive doesn't mean they're going to look good in 5 years' time.
And that was the other thing we were saying yesterday. We were talking about having good clothes.
Yeah.
I have to say, you have great insight on this.
Yeah, I don't think we should have good anything. And again, it goes back to my grandmother. Like, my mother's mother was amazing. She lived in a beautiful little house in Rathmines, and she never had anything she didn't love or didn't need. And this was her whole way of life. So I grew up looking at this, and my mother will be very much the same. If you don't like it, don't keep it. So it's the same with your clothes as it is with your cups or your tea towels. Why have an ugly one when you can have a nice one? So love what you have, and then let it go. Let it go. Don't keep them hoarding in the wardrobe for when you might wear them. I don't have enough parties to go to. I'm not special. I'm not like the Queen. I don't get these invitations in the post to say, can we please have your presence is required or requested. I don't get them. So I go to Dunn Stores, and I go to Aldi, and I go to Marks and Spencer's, and I go to a business networking meeting, or I go to have coffee with my friends. I go to work. This is my life. I don't have a glamorous lifestyle. So if I was to keep my clothes for when I'm going somewhere nice, I'd live in a pair of jeans, and I'd have a big huge wardrobe that never saw the light of day.
Yeah.
So wear your clothes, because when you get up in the morning, and this is another thing I used to be amazed, people would say, well, I can't meet you today because I'm not ready. I'll meet you tomorrow, or I'll meet you at such a time. If you get up in the morning and everything you own is nice, you put on your clothes and you're always going to look well. And when you step out the door in the morning, it doesn't matter who calls. You're always ready. It doesn't matter who you meet. Worst case scenario, 2 minutes with the foundation in the mirror of the car and throw on a jacket and you're ready in 2 minutes. But you're ready for every opportunity because you're not keeping the good clothes for Christmas.
That's true. Actually, and I thought this was fascinating. I think that's a great point, because I think we do have a habit of, like, I suppose it's the way as kids, certainly in my house, that's the Sunday coat.
Yeah.
And you wanted to wear it every day. So because you weren't allowed then, it wasn't, you kind of kept that, well, I certainly did anyway, kept that mentality growing up. Well, that's, the going out for dinner with my husband dress or my friend dress, instead of actually wearing them.
Yeah. Wear them to death. You paid enough.
Yes. Yes. Now, in saying that, if I start doing it, I know my sons will be going, are you going somewhere? Are you going
they
somewhere?
do. But it's funny, the amount of people that say to me, you always look very well, or where are you going?
Yeah.
Well, I'm here talking to you. I've left the house, like.
Yeah, no, I know. No, it is actually. And so the color, so actually, what would you say? So I'll open my wardrobe door, and it was something I did last night because I knew I was going to be talking to you this morning, because I wanted to see what black I had, because black seems to creep into everyone. I realized that I actually only have 2 black pieces, a pair of trousers and the LBD, as they call, the black dress, because I always feel, unfortunately, that you're kind of getting to the stage where you're going to need a black dress for something, but they were the only 2 pieces.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was actually surprised myself, because I do remember years ago, I would have had an awful lot of it. Maybe it's just because the children were small. But what would you say? So somebody goes to their wardrobe door now, they open it up. Should they be looking to see what colors they have or how much black they have?
Well, I have a lot of black. Now, I have a lot of color as well, but I have a lot of black. People think black is the enemy because black drains the color from your face. So people say, I can't wear black because it's aging and I look, you can have a scarf, a big scarf around your neck, or you could have a necklace and a statement piece. The color will reflect off your face. And when the color reflects off your face, that's what's draining or lifting your skin. So everything beyond this, it's okay to have black if you put something else with it. So if you have nice, say, colored bag, bracelets, shoes, belt, there's lots of ways to lift your black. But if you wear all black and you're of an age or a skin tone, even, it's not even an age thing with everybody, it's skin tone, where black is draining you add color around the neck. So a statement necklace or a collar that you can put onto the dress that has white, even just a white collar on your dress, or something that's reflective on the dress, will lift the color and shine the light back up into your face. And then if you're going to wear black, my secret would be wear good makeup, have something reflective on your neck to shine the light back out onto your face, and make sure that you have a nice soft lipstick that's really flattering for your skin tone and your hair color, and a pair of earrings. So it doesn't matter what the earrings are, but it's just something for the reflection to lift all of the life back into your face. And then you can still wear the black on your body.
You see, I could sit and chat to you all day. You see, honestly, because you are just a mine of information when it comes to style and color and what to do, Esther, how is it going out there online? Do we have any questions?
There are lots and lots of comments. We have Sandra Losty saying, first, good morning, and saying
Hi,
she's
Sandra.
so apple-shaped. I mean, that's just as I think I got as many O's in as she did, and that it's all very valuable information. She would never think that she could direct what people see. And she's also saying, you are the queen of fashion, Audrey. Mary McHugh, and who else said? Donna McGettigan said about great tip on the Nivea. They're loving the tips. Siobhan has said, I love fashion and have mid-age spread. She finds it hard to get anything nice. She loves this defined shape tip with underwear. And Zita is saying, yeah, no point in waiting to be laid out in your best clothes. Wear it every day. Sasha's saying that is the only two pieces of black that she has now as well. I think she's referring to what Barbara was saying. She much prefers to wear color. And Zita's also saying navy and grey are great alternatives to black.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Navy and grey. I love navy too, absolutely. But that was one of the points that one of the women brought up there. When the middle bit starts to kind of expand, you know, is there any kind of way, like I think back when we were younger, we would have had in the 80s, of course, the baggy shirt and the belt. You know, I don't know if belts are back in
How
now
do you
or
hide it
anything
now?
like that.
How do you hide it now?
How do you hide it now?
Well, there's a couple of things. Firstly, what you would do now when you want to hide that is comfortable light shapewear so that you feel your body, the fabric is going to skim your body. That's the first thing. Secondly, you're going to concentrate more on that the clothes are skimming your shape. Don't have the clothes so loose that you're actually adding extra weight to the part that you don't want to, the part you're trying to hide. Don't bring attention to it. So if the shape is skimmed, so by having darts or having the fabric tighter or, you know, more fitted just under the bust and in the top part of your back, that shape then where it's going out into an A line means that the fabric will naturally fall. So it will look like the shape of the garment and not what's underneath the garment.
Ah,
Now,
very
the other
good.
thing then is when you're wearing then, when you don't like that, opt for a high waist instead of a low rise in your jeans or your trousers or your skirts. Because when it's a high waist, you have that nice fitted shape so that the fabric is just skimming underneath the top that's going to come down over it. And then make sure that there's no pleats. There's no big heavy waistbands, nothing to add bulk into an area you don't want to. So if you can have something that's very tailored at the top with a side zip, then that's going to completely take away a lot of the bulk. It's going to help flatten down the tummy. It's going to give a nice shape. And then again, the good bra is going to lift the boobs, which is going to enhance the length of the body. And then I would say, if you don't like that area, depending on your leg shape, make sure, I would say with that, you know, legs are great for that, because if you have a high heel with a long length in your trousers, you're bringing the emphasis onto the length of the leg. And then by the good bra, you're bringing up the boobs then. So you're lengthening the whole body. And then by having the mid piece with just something that skims it, then you're bringing it in the best you can. You're flattening it down. You're taking away the attention and you're giving that whole body a new shape.
Audrey, we're going to have you back. Absolutely.
When you're wearing your shapewear, girls, I've seen women do this time and time again. So only for I've seen it so many times, this is how I know that this is actually what people do. People put their bra on and then the shapewear. The shapewear comes under your bust. But if you have, say, a slip, like a little dress thing that goes on, say, under a dress, people are putting on the bra and then putting this over it. And then you have a lump where the bra strap is. You put the dress on under the bust first, so you have the straps. And then it's covering, and then the bra goes over it. So the bra strap is around the fabric at the back. So you have a slimline silhouette instead of all the lumps from the layers that's underneath.
That's now, ladies, there you can have it. That's how we do it, because I have to say, yes, I have often looked going, which is first? And obviously that's why. That's why, you know, and then of course you're in menopause and you're sweating and you kind of go,
and this stops that dig in, you know, where you have the bra and everything else. It stops that feeling, you know. Yeah. So, and another thing is your posture, and even down to things like getting hot or cold, you know, if you have good posture, it is amazing. Your body is working to keep yourself in alignment. So you're actually not even going to have as many sweats, really, you know what I mean? Because your body is concentrating on something. When you're wearing a heel and when your body has good posture, so when your shoulders are back and down, and when you imagine there's a string at the back of your head lifting you up, when you're elongating your body, your shoulders are down and back. All of these things are keeping your spine in alignment. When your spine is in alignment, your legs have to work at how they're going to walk, because your body slouches and your legs just drag your body along. When you're in alignment, your legs have to walk properly, one foot in front of the other. So your whole body is working. So you're giving your body a workout. And while that's happening and your body is working out, your brain is not thinking about what's going on. You haven't time to relax enough.
Yeah, no, I know, so I know.
Look, your body's doing the work for you.
Audrey, this is one of the longest webcasts we have done, because it is one of those topics that we all know. It's brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I know, going by the comments there, that so have our viewers. So this and obviously this will stay on the page and people can watch. And as a reminder, everybody out there, if you did comment, you will get a notification when this is over, as we finish, for downloading your confidence boosting tips. But Audrey, thank you so much. We are definitely going to have you back on. We will, I think, with the different seasons that are coming up now, there's going to be lots to talk about. Lots to talk about.
You know, Barbara, one last thing before I go. Just advise people, you know, when you're not sure, hire somebody. Don't go to the supermarket and hire, or the shopping centre and hire a stylist there, because people are selling. Don't hire somebody who's selling. Hire somebody independent that you know that they're looking after your best interest. So find an independent stylist, pay whatever they charge. You know, it doesn't matter if you feel it's expensive. I guarantee you'll find it's cheaper in the long run, because they will look at you from head to toe and they will tell you what's right for you. You're only going to see that person once. And then you might choose to go back to them once or twice a year for tips on, you know, clothes or colours for yourself. But chances are it's going to be something that you're not going to be doing all the time. So when it's your birthday, get your kids to club in together and get you a voucher or something. And if you feel that you can't do it yourself, get somebody to do it for you. But most people don't need a stylist. They actually just need the few tips and can do it themselves. They just need to hear the few things and they can apply it to themselves. But it's like everything else. You're always telling people, if you don't know, ask.
Yes, exactly.
You never get a
I think
for a first
we'll be putting your contact details and Facebook link and all that into the comments, so people can get in touch with you on Facebook and have a chat with you. And even if you're not in their area, you know, you might know somebody where they are, or whatever, or have a chat online with them, which is great. Audrey, thank you so much for today. I'm really looking forward to chatting to you again and welcoming you back on the webcast. Bye for now, and thanks everybody for tuning in. Cheerio.
Bye.